Howdy! How's everybody out there in YouTube land today? I hope this finds you well. I hope it's pretty where you're at. Boy, it's been pretty here. It's got up in the 80s finally today. Lord have mercy. It just went from basically winter into summer all in one day. We haven't had much spring here. It'd been wet and nasty, and now all of a sudden it's dried off and hot and humid. And
it's going to be hot for a couple days here. When I say hot, it's 83 now, so it'll be mid 80s for the next couple days. No rain, so I got the hose out and I was spraying down the flowers in the front of the house. And I was using my cistern. I catch the water from the rain spouts, so no chemicals from the city water and free. When it falls from the sky, you don't need to pay for it.
I got my garden in the ground Saturday,
Okay.
and then it rained on Sunday. So, that made me happy. And then it rains more on Monday. So my garden is out there really happy right now. The yard is really happy too. Tony ain't been over to mow it in a couple of weeks. So, I haven't lost Scarlett in it yet. So when I go to losing her in it, then I guess I'm going to have to get in touch with him and find out when he's planning to mow it. But
she'll come back to you by sound. Just call her name and she'll. Okay.
That's what happened a while ago. Usually I open the door and she's standing there waiting to come in, but this time I opened the door and she wasn't no place to be seen out there. She around the corner someplace. So I went to whistling for her, and here she come. I thought maybe I'd lost her in the grass.
Oh, poor girl. Poor girl.
We got a few people in the chat here. Let's see. We better recognize them. We got Jim Bashirs. We got Anita Wheeler. We got, let's see, scroll on down. Anita and I had a conversation there a while ago. Jaden's in the house. Hello, Jaden. Good to see you.
Arlene's here. Hi, Arlene.
Oh, and Arlene, yes. Arlene's in the house. Good to see her. Glad everybody's...
All the friends are here.
Yeah, glad everybody's able to join us. Be sure and hit the like button and share this thing out. And we'll have a giveaway after a while if we can get some folks in the house. Steve just joined us. Hello from Harneal Media. Good to have you in the house tonight.
Can I do some self-promotion, Brenda?
David Roby's in the house. We'll say hey to him, and then you can do some shameless plugging.
I don't see David. Oh, there he is. He comes up a couple seconds later for me. I must not be dialed in with the host control panel that gets things 3 seconds earlier. Hi, David.
That's right.
Yeah. So I published a video, and the video I published before this, killer. It was 1 out of the 10. Like, they rank based on your last 10 where it falls. I mean, it's breaking all kinds of records. Published a video today. It's like meh. It's like 7 out of 10. So I'm gonna put the link here in the chat, and I talk about an SSD drive, which a lot of people use external SSD drives, and I gave 2 power tips to prolong the life of your computer and to make sure bad things don't happen to your SSD drive. So that's out there. Link is in the description. Give me some more views and watch time, please, because it's a good video and helpful information. So I appreciate that.
That begs the question, when are you going to do a video on more cowbell?
Oh, yeah. That's in the works. That is in the works. Yeah. I still have to flush out the research because I like to cite all my sources.
Yep.
And, I know cowbell is good, but I'm having trouble finding the research on more cowbell.
Yep. Well.
So I just want to cross those T's and dot those I's.
Eats with Phoebe's in the house. Good to see you. What's on the menu, Phoebe? She got some good eating over there on her channel. Lord have mercy.
I had shrimp today.
Well, I've been naughty. And there's a reason behind it. It's emotional, basically. Most of you've heard me talk about Fred, my cockatiel. Well, he went over Rainbow Bridge last Saturday morning.
Aww.
And that's kind of punched me hard. So my mind hasn't really been on the dieting. It's, kind of been on what can I eat fast and just get it over with and move on. So, yeah, I've been eating like bologna sandwiches and something quick. I've not been keeping my mind on the diet this week.
Well,
So
that's understandable. I'm so sorry about the.
within the next few days, I've got to pull myself together and get back on track and get back with the diet routine.
Fred the cockatiel was he's pretty old, wasn't he?
20 years old.
20 years old, man.
I had him since he hatched. I had his parents before him. So it's in the end of an era. He was the last bird I had. And it's so quiet here. It's eerily quiet.
Scarlett's not making much noise.
Now, Scarlett just kind of sits and looks at me like, where'd everybody go?
Poor baby.
And, Fred was noisy. Everybody in town knew who Fred was. So, yeah, it has just been eerily quiet.
Oh,
It's hard
I'm
to
so
sleep
sorry.
even, because I'm just used to hearing him just chirp day and night and, whistle and get up and come in the room of a morning, and he'd always greet me with a wolf whistle. It didn't matter how bad I looked. And I miss that kind of stuff because you get used to that, 20 years of it.
Did he go?
Oh, yeah. Every morning he'd whistle and whistle and whistle at me when I come in.
Did he have free reign of the house, or was
No. He didn't want to be out of his cage. He didn't want to be handled. As long as you left him alone in his cage, he was just as happy as he could be. But you try to monkey with him and you'd come back with bloody hand. You'd think you stuck your hand in a buzzsaw. He didn't want to be handled. Didn't want to be messed with. And so we had an agreement, He'd stay in his cage and do what he needed to do and whistle and eat and, do his bird thing. And I'd keep my hand out of his cage.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So yeah, it's an end of an era. Just me and Scarlett now. And then that's a big adjustment. You go from me and the 3 animals to just me and an animal. I got to think about this the other day. This is the first time in at least 30 years that it's just been me and one animal.
Wow.
And even that was temporary.
That's an adjustment.
Yeah.
Luana Pierce is here. Hello. Hi, Luana.
Hey, Luana, good to see you. Hope all is well in your neck of the woods. And let's see, she's saying that JD Knight's in the room. Yeah, I see him there. Hello, JD. Good to see you.
I said hi to JD in the chat, but I didn't say it on air. Hi, JD. Hello, hello.
Good to see y'all. But yeah, it is what it is. They're not going to last forever when you have them, but it always comes as a shock when they go, and then you have to adapt. Lord knows I'm used to adapting.
Our dog is the first dog I have ever owned. Now, Tracy, my wife, has had dogs before.
Yeah.
And we've had her. She'll be 13 in August.
Yeah.
And that's old for a dog.
Yep, it is.
And I don't know what I would do if I would lose her. I
Well,
would
the
just be a wreck.
Oldest one that I've ever had was Shep, which is my dog's dad. And he passed when he was 14.
Mm.
But now I've seen other people talk about, how their dogs live to be 18 years old and all such as that. I question the quality of life at that age. If they're very mobile, I would think they'd be ate up with arthritis and have teeth issues and digestion issues and, a lot of things wrong with them at that age. That's no reason, to go putting them down if they're, still at least active enough to go out and do their thing and get their food down. But I just question the quality of life when they get to be that old. I don't like to see them suffer,
Sure. Yeah, right.
But Scarlett, she's still running rings around everything here, and she loves treat time and she loves couch time. And
Well, that's good. Happy dogs. I'm happy when the dogs are happy. Arlene has a funny story. She says, my fella's bird, Darla, great big white fancy bird, would holler, help me. When the cleaning lady would vacuum, the neighbors called the cops thinking the child was calling out for help. It was the bird. Oh, no.
yeah, there was a video on Facebook, I think it was, about this guy that got the cops called on him because his bird would scream. Sounded like a woman screaming. And they called the cops, and this guy's out working in his yard, and the cops show up, and they say, well, neighbors called because there's a woman screaming, and he says, I'll bring her out here so you can see her. And so he comes out with this great big bird on his shoulder, and he says, this is her.
Oh my.
And the cops are laughing. They said, well, you can understand why we had to check it out, you know.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, I always tried to be real careful what I taught Fred. You know, I didn't want him cussing. I didn't want him, you know, doing anything that somebody else might not like if he was in their home, because you never know but what your numbers comes up, and your animals have to be placed. And I didn't want people turning their nose up at him because of the fact that he had some bad habits.
Mm-hmm.
So I was always really careful what I let him hear.
I told you once before about my brother's friend that had a parakeet, not a cockatiel, not a cockatoo, not a parrot, parakeet. Like there's 700 of them in the cage when you go to the pet, like that one. Right. And it would talk, and it would say about 50 or 60 different words and phrases. And then it would mix some of the phrases up. It would mix and match them. That wouldn't make sense. But I never forgot that.
The first bird that I had was a white parakeet, and his name was Prince Albert. Because, you know, if you ever saw the Prince Albert can, it had a white owl on the front of it. And so I named him Prince Albert. And I taught him to talk. Now, he didn't talk real plain. I understood him because I knew what I had taught him to say. But other people, you know, they'd like, okay, where'd you get that from? I didn't understand him saying that. And I said, well, you know, I've been trying to teach him to talk, and he doesn't talk real plain, but he does talk. And he lived for a good while after I got him. I got him at a pet store, so there was no way of knowing how old he was when I got him. But one day he went belly up in the cage, and I always said, well, he said everything he had to say and quit.
Yeah. Luana has some cowbell facts, or some bell facts. She says, ancient Southwest Asian cowbells. Cowbells made in wood from Indonesia. The bell and the clapper are commonly crafted from iron, bronze, brass, copper, or wood. The collar made with leather and wood fibers. And then she says, although they are typically referred to as cowbells due to their extensive use with cattle, the bells are used on a wide variety of animals. There you go. I think you get the first virtual taco in a long time, Luana.
David's asking us a question. He wants to know, what year did the Hubble Space Telescope send back the first photographs?
Well, they were blurry at first. Gosh, that must have been 2002. Yeah, I'd probably say early 2000s would be my guess. No, now they're working on the James Webb Space Telescope. See about that thing. It is so over budget, it's ridiculous. And it's not going in low Earth orbit. It's going so far freaking out that it's not going to orbit the Earth. It's going to orbit the sun with the Earth. And once it's out there, we're never touching it. Like, it's got to function perfectly remotely. Like, you can't send people out there because the astronauts don't go that far. Astronauts really look, the space station really isn't way out there. It's actually rather close to Earth. So yeah, it's well, David
just blew your mind.
1990. Oh wow, I was a decade and 2 years off. Man, yeah, that's been there a while. Yeah,
I didn't teach you that in grade school.
The James Webb Telescope is huge. I think, you know, the Hubble, like you could stretch your arms out and just kind of almost touch the circumference of the telescope. This thing has huge. It's like a multiple array mirror thing. It's like the size of a bus is the reflector. it's going to be able to see way far away.
Well, how long will it be, you reckon, before the aliens take it?
I don't think aliens want anything that we cobbled together with our primitive hands. No, I'm serious.
It'll be space junk. They can recycle it.
Exactly. But NASA's been working on it year after year after year after year, and Congress keeps like that. Like they don't want to stop paying for it because they've already spent all this money because it's like 10 times higher than. I mean, it's in the billions, and they're like, "Well, we can't stop now."
Well, Jim says that he remembers when they sent it up and found out the mirror was ground wrong, and David said the error was corrected in 1993.
Yeah, they had so many missions to fix it. Well, and they never fixed the mirror. They fixed the other instruments that work with. In other words, they made all of the other components work with the wrong mirror to make it work. And it did. It eventually did work.
We had to come up with another one on the cowbell. She says the cowbell worn around the neck of free roaming livestock so herders can keep track of the beast via the sound of the bell when the animal is grazing out of view in hilly landscape or vast plains. And another thing that the cowbell did is, depending upon the frequency of the ringing, they could tell if the animals were content or if there was a predator.
Oh.
Because if it's going clank, 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 and obviously they're being chased by something. Something's disturbing them. So, yeah. Oh, and Arlene says that the aliens are smart. That
I think she's meant point. They'd point.
They point, and laugh at Earthlings because this place is a circus.
Well, I can.
They ain't going to ask us to take them to our leader. I know that much. I couldn't resist that.
I mean, most aliens figure out electromagnetic gravitics and they fly around. We have this vast road infrastructure for land vehicles. It must be completely foreign to any civilization. Look at why are they pouring rocks in these straight lines from place to place and traveling on them with gasoline powered? It just must be so strange to them. Jim Dyer,
yeah, I'm still waiting for the Jetsons car, where you float.
They're called helicopters.
Well,
I can't hear Matt. Jimbo says I can't hear him. Can you hear me?
Well, I can hear you. Maybe you need to up the volume a little bit.
There we go. Push that up a little bit higher. How's this?
That's a little louder.
Okay?
Can you hear him now?
Do I need a cowbell? I need a cowbell test. I don't have any cowbell, Brenda.
See, there's your biggest problem right there.
Would you mind if I get a cowbell? Can I have a cowbell?
You can have a cowbell.
Okay.
Everybody should have a cowbell.
Matt, your voice is low. Oh, my goodness. Let me jack it up even higher. How about this? Check 1, check 2. Better.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Yeah, Jimbo says that's better. Hello, Jimbo. Good to see you in the house. Jim Dockrell's in the house, too. Good to have y'all in here. Well, I've got a couple facts about May.
Ooh,
because
okay.
we're in May now. Blue jeans were officially invented in May of 1873 after Levi Strauss and Jacob Davis obtained a patent for the pants on May the 20th.
Hey, that's today.
So this is Blue Jean Day.
Wow. If I wore pants, that would be an amazing fact. Still a little low, but better. I'll push it up even higher. I do have the auto level feature on. Adjust. I'm gonna.
I thought that was for your head.
Mic volume. Check 1, check 2. Now
I
have the auto level feature off. How am I now?
Sounds same to me.
Right now. Okay. We'll see how that. I am jacked way high. My soundboard says I'm throwing loud audio your way.
Are you sure you got the right microphone on?
I do. Yeah, it's the Rodecaster Pro. Check it
All right.
again. Audio. Rodecaster Pro stereo speaker, Rodecaster Pro stereo mic.
Okay.
I'm fully locked in. 520 beats the pants off of 420. They make blue jean skirts, Matt. Oh. The burn. Send me to the burn ward, Brenda. Hey, Jeff Robinson's here. Hi, Jeff.
He says that Hobby Lobby has a bigger than the cowbell that I have for $2.98. So you could go get that to make me jealous.
Let me jump on Amazon. I don't have a Hobby Lobby close. Let me type on Amazon. Type in.
Arlene says, here's an odd fact. She says there's an opera house on the U.S.-Canadian border where the stage is in one country and half the audience is in the other.
Oh, no. That's crazy. All right, let me share my screen here. Oh.
Luana says you're uploading some aloe for the burn.
Yeah, shopping for aloe. There we go. All right. Look at these wonderful cowbells. This is Amazon's choice right here.
That fourth one looks like mine.
This one here. $17.99. That's an expensive cowbell.
You only got to buy it once.
That's true. They have these at the hockey game. These little clinkers. What this place needs is more cowbell.
No, I need that. Put that sign up in my office for the new studio.
It's just it's a literal piece of wood.
Yep.
For $18, man. I have a wood shop. Why aren't I doing that, Brenda?
There you go.
Fun stuff.
Oh my, let's see. Jim Dockrell says, well, we're trying to introduce some sort of culture to you down there, Arlene. Talking about that opera house.
Right.
Did you know that the birthstone for May is an emerald? And that represents love and success.
Interesting. I was looking at the Emerald City. I've been doing some fun projects around the Wizard of Oz. Or my website, wizardofhaas.com. I do. I have a new project in the works.
Let's see here. Find you another one. The May that we experience here in the Northern Hemisphere is felt like November to those in the Southern Hemisphere. I don't think that I could change hemispheres at my age. That would be too much of a shock to my system.
You know what I found out about where you're at on the globe, sort of equator versus higher up on the hemisphere?
What?
You will weigh more the farther north you go. And if you're on the equator, you will weigh less. Do you know why that is?
No.
It's the centrifugal force of the spinning Earth. Because if you're on the equator, you are traveling a much longer distance. And if you're up higher on the globe, you're traveling a smaller distance.
Well, you just blew my mind.
To get an accurate weight, you would have to be at the North or South Pole and weigh yourself. And that's your true Earth weight. Because the planet is trying to throw you off of the planet because it's going round. It's trying to throw you off. Now, the gravity overtakes it. But if the Earth was spinning, get this is going to blow you away. Are you ready to have your mind blown? If the Earth spun, I think 58 minutes a revolution. So if a day was 58 minutes, and you would stand on the equator and you would jump off of it, you would stay there. Like you would literally hover off the ground. Because that's how fast you need to travel around the Earth to stay in orbit. About once every 58 minutes. Then gravity is pulling you in as fast as you are trying to be flung straight off into space. And so if a day would ever become 58 minutes of revolution, you would weigh 0 on the equator.
So my weight isn't actually a weight problem.
It's a latitude problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Latitude and gravity.
Well, it's latitude and how fast the Earth is trying to spin you off of the surface. Mm-hmm. But it will never spin you off the surface anywhere on the globe because gravity is so much stronger than the force trying to throw you off. But
well, I've always had this thing about gravity anyway, because I tell you what, the medical industry has failed us. They have failed us so pitifully. If you go to a doctor's office, you know how they have them things up on the wall that's got all the little pamphlets in it that warn you about heart disease and cancer and blood pressure and strokes and et cetera, down there is not one brochure in that entire thing in any doctor's office that warns you about gravity.
Yeah.
And as you get older, gravity is not your friend.
No, it is not.
Not in any way, shape, or form. Because everything that you had that was up high is now going to be down low. And when you're trying to walk, gravity will smack you to the ground. Now, when I was younger and gravity would smack me to the ground, I would be able to jump back up and look all around and make sure nobody saw that.
Exactly.
But now, when gravity smacks me to the ground, I lay there and look around to see if there's anybody that's going to help me up.
I hope and pray someone will be there. Mel's here.
Hey, Mel.
He wants us to restart the He wants us to restart the show, Brenda. Hi, everybody.
Well, you know how it is around here. You miss a few minutes, you missed a lot.
I'm on the wrong slide.
Lord have mercy. You're still setting up for the show, ain't you?
Well, I'm trying to keep the lights off so it stays cool in here. Now,
hey, I know about that.
It's warmer. We turned the air on. Simply Wooden Creations is here. Hi, Russ.
Good to see you, Russ.
And
he says, you're right. Gravity is not your friend. It is not your friend. It will hurt you. And it doesn't say it's sorry, nothing. You know, it just smacks you around.
Gravity is still a theory, if you can believe that. It's the theory of gravity. It is not, there's not enough scientific knowledge to make it fact yet. So if someone says, I don't believe scientific theories, you say, well, go jump off the Empire State Building. What? I'll die. I'm like, well, gravity's still a theory. You just told me you didn't believe in theories. So.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. It ain't no theory when it knocks you to the ground and you're laying there and there ain't nobody else around that could have done it. It's got to be gravity. There ain't no theory about that. I mean, Lord, I get knocked around plenty. Oh. There's plenty of days I can't even walk through the house without bouncing off walls, and it's all gravity smacking me around, trying to get me to the floor.
Mel gave me a compliment. He says, great live stream you had on your channel, Matt. Thank you for tuning into my live stream. My live streams are really starting to take off, Brenda. I'm getting more watchers. They're watching for longer. The amount of interactions are up. I'm trying to really dial the show in, deliver value, have a topic. Sometimes I didn't have topics. Now I'm going for it. I would like to get monetized on All Things YouTube. I'm almost at 500. I'm 48 subs away from 500. And that's half the milestone you need until you're monetized. So if you haven't hit this button on this channel, I would very much appreciate it. I think everyone here has, but still, maybe go check. Sometimes these red buttons, they get sometimes you get unsubscribed, and might be worth a look see if you're still subscribed.
Luanna's throwing some more facts out. She said it said that those born in May have a greater chance of being more successful in life and experience more love. While this may not be scientifically factual, it has been noticed that people born in May understand the importance of love and success more than others.
Someone figured out that sports teams, people on certain birthdays, by how they pick your age versus what grade you're in, those that land where they're larger and older tend to do better at sports because they can overpower their classmates. So when you do an analysis of pro athletes, what month they were born, they kind of all fall around because someone figured out that it was, they were doing sports in grade school and they were just had an advantage, and little wins pile up and then you try harder, you get the momentum going.
I've never been into sports.
Yeah, neither have I.
That was not my forte. Now, I could run. I did run a little bit when I was in high school on the 440. I could pass that baton. But
nice.
I just, well, and the other thing was my mother had cancer. So I had to take care of the home front. And I didn't have time for a bunch of sports or any extracurricular activities at school. All my extracurricular activities were back at the house. So, I just never, but I wasn't interested in sports, and it just never did anything for me. Now, I'd go to like the basketball games and the football games where I could hang out with everybody, but I never paid any attention to the game.
Right. Well, I like to play volleyball. Volleyball is a fun sport to play. So I enjoy playing that. And I go to baseball games. I'm the vice president of the baseball fan club here for the AA affiliate of the Nationals, the Harrisburg Senators. So I go to a lot of baseball games. And hockey, I'm starting to really enjoy watching live. And the guy that's on the team in 2019, right before things went belly up, you know what I'm talking about, the year 2020. They had two hockey players go to the different bars, and the one bar close to us, and I met the one guy, and they were serving drinks, and they don't know how to serve drinks. So they had very heavy elbows. They were making us cocktails and things like that. And he's a big guy. He got in so many fights. He would get out on the ice and he would just start fighting. Oh man, it was insane. He clipped someone, went underneath someone, flipped him over. It was.
Jeff has a suggestion for you. Jeff Robinson. He says, Matt, you should have a show on what did you do with your stimulus money?
Diamond hands, baby, diamond hands. You know what that means? It means either buying low stocks or staying invested in crypto.
I thought you was gonna say shiny new Hooters, but okay.
No. Actually, that went into the checking account, and we used it to make ends meet because I had hours reduced, so I had less pay. I tried to offset that by lowering the 401k, and then and we've had some medical expenses here at the house. Some family members have some issues, so that's never cheap, never ever. Yeah. Now we're even on the 20%. Like we met the deductible, and even paying the 20% is a lot because everything's so freaking expensive. So life, my stimulus went for life. Keep the family running.
Mine went for car payments, and they'll keep going for car payments until the car's paid off.
Bitcoin. Arlene's asking me if I have Bitcoin. I was gifted $5 worth of Bitcoin for joining Coinbase, and I have a small stash of Ethereum. So I have $5 in Bitcoin and a small pile in Ethereum, and that's it.
Well, I have a problem with Coinbase. Does that shock you?
Well, they're a publicly traded company now.
Well,
should be the best ones.
They wanted me to fund my account, which, you know, I don't have a whole lot of money anyway. You know, I'm basically broke. But when I went to try to put a few bucks in the account, you have to have your bank account at specific banks that's on their list. It has to be, you know, one of the hoity-toity fancy banks. It can't be a little hometown community bank. So in order for me to join the thing and fund an account, I've got to get a new bank account in another bank.
I didn't know that.
And that kind of ticked me off. I like my little community bank because it is employee run.
All banks are on the same network. I mean,
it's not one of them, you know, big hoity-toity corporate fancy banks. It's just a little community bank, and the employees are the ones that own the stock in the bank and run the place. So, but you know, they have a interest in how things are done, and I like that with my little bank. It's not like I have a whole lot of money anyway, so you know, why do I need a big fancy bank? So I tried to sign up for that Coinbase thing, and there I find out that no, you got to be somebody in order to mess with us.
Well, yeah, I don't know, but
I'm like, well, that ain't right. I mean, if you're dealing with a bank, it's a bank.
And my son's,
they shouldn't be able to, you know, pick and choose what banks you deal with in order to be part of it. So, yeah, I'm a little perturbed with them under the circumstances, but what else is new?
My son wanted to buy crypto like 5-6 years ago. And I said, no, we're not doing that. Dad, give me some money. I want to buy crypto. And now he's like, I would have tens of thousands of dollars if you'd let me put $100 or so in back then. I was like, yeah, well.
I've tried to tell a few people, you know, that I thought that it would be a good investment. Not put all your eggs in one basket, but it would be a good investment to buy a little bit if you are selective about which ones you buy. Because, you know, there's been some of them that have been fly-by-nighters. But you got to be very selective about what you're doing and watch who you're taking advice from on what to buy. And they've all poo-pooed me and that I don't know what I'm talking about and that I need to just go tend to my knitting and go about my business because it's never going to take off. It's never going to amount to anything.
Here's my Bitcoin wallets. Public Bitcoin wallet. So if anyone wants to throw crypto my way, I'm accepting Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and USD coin. How you work it, what buttons you push, hey, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But they're there.
Yeah, that's kind of the way I am about it. I don't know a whole lot about the wallets or, you know, how to do it. Mel laughed at me because he put a status up on Facebook about the price of crypto gas has gotten very expensive.
Well, they're going to switch that around. It's going to go from proof of work to proof of state, and then it's going to relieve all that crap.
Well, my comment back to him was, yeah, with all them hackers in that pipeline business, it's driven up the price.
No, don't confuse the two things. Frankie's CNC and woodworking channels here.
And that's pretty much what he said. No, we're talking two different things here.
Yeah. What I like about it is the conceptual piece that everything's public and you can't hide. That ledger is public for the world to see. Now you could be anonymous, making anonymous transactions, but every transaction to and from the anonymous number of to the anonymous number from, the amount, the date, it's all there. So you can't cheat the system. It's uncheatable. And it's in the open. Regular commerce is hidden. You know, you look on a dollar bill, it says good for all debts, public and private. That's written on the bill. And it's that private stuff that things can get laundered and you can do shady. You can't do that. Everyone's above board with crypto. That's what I like about it.
Yeah, I think it's improved over the last few years too. You know, when it started out, most anybody could kind of jump into it, and kind of took a few folks to the cleaners on some of that. I know a couple people that got bit,
There's
but
no regulation. That's the
yeah,
thing. There's regulation with regular currencies. There isn't. Um, Here's something that sounds not that big a deal, but like if you get a tip that a company's going to file bankruptcy and you have stock in that and you sell your stock based on that information, how bad do you think that is? Like how much of a crime do you think that is? That's called insider trading, and
hmm,
you'll go to jail for 20 years.
exactly.
Like, and that's the type of regulation there is in the market. They don't have that on crypto. They had a website called pumpandump.com where you would pay them and they would say, buy this crypto once a week for 5 weeks, and on the sixth week at this date and time, we're all going to sell it. And you would inflate the price of the currency,
Hmm.
get out at the top, and then it would fall down, and
Right.
everyone else would be holding the bag.
Hmm.
That is 20 years worth of jail time if you did that in a traditional market.
Hmm.
No regulation
Yep.
on the crypto. So yeah,
Yep.
you can absolutely do that. So it's you take the tiger by the tail, but holy crap, it's
Well, in the very beginning, they had some of those cryptocurrencies that would just kind of pop up, and they put out some hype on,
yeah,
you know, how wonderful they were, and people would invest, and then all of a sudden they just disappeared along with the money that was invested.
it
You know,
happened.
so you had to be real careful. You had to do your due diligence and check them out. You know, make sure that they were for real and that somebody wasn't just handing you a line of hooey.
So another big thing happened is the Chinese government banned crypto in the country. That's huge. China
Yep.
has a lot of people. And here's the thing. Like they're doing that to protect Chinese currency. What they've actually done is made crypto better for the rest of the world, and they've restricted it from they've hurt themselves
Hmm.
because all the crypto markets took a dive, and it was on the announcement that it's now illegal in China to mine crypto. And isn't it ironic that the Chinese government has their hydroelectric dams that the Chinese government owns? They're hooking up racks and racks of mining servers for Bitcoin. And because they don't have to pay for the electricity. When you're mining, you have to do a calculation of how much electricity your computers are going to draw versus how much money they're going to earn you in mining new coin. And for the rest of the world, at least for Bitcoin, it's almost a fool's game now because you're going to pay $1,000 in electricity and you're going to get $800 worth of coin. You're losing money. But if you're the government and you own the electric power plant, then you can make the math work.
Yeah.
So the Chinese government is mining crypto. And oh my gosh, a private equity firm bought a decommissioned coal-fired power plant, and they invested, I think, $20 million in the equipment to make it all work again. And they turned this thing on, and it's cranking out electricity, and they're the only customer. They've got racks of servers, and they're just mining Bitcoin. So this power plant's on, putting pollution into the air, and no one's benefiting from the electricity except them on their servers, and it's making money. Every dollar, it's because they have staff, payroll. You know, they've already invested 20 million in getting the plant working again, and every dollar they spend comes back dressed up as a $5 bill. Like it's printing, but you got to own the power plant. So now they're like, whoa, it's crazy. What a waste
Well,
of resources, said Jim. This is happening. This has happened in America, and it's crazy.
you think we ought to do a giveaway?
We can do a giveaway if we want. How many people we got in here?
Looks like we got about a dozen in there.
Woohoo! You guys want to
See,
do a giveaway?
So if you think we can do a giveaway, you need to give them the spiel.
All right, here we go, folks. If you're behind time, go forward. We're all going to do something at the exact same time. Slide that playhead all the way forward. Brenda's going to, she has already written a number down on a piece of paper. If you guess the number accurately, dead on, you win the prize. She'll announce the prizes after we find a winner. We're all going to say go, and then you're going to put the number in. Don't do it yet. Wait for Brenda to say go. She wrote the number down as words. She didn't do digits. She did words, and she miscapitalized the some letters because she knows I'm a publishing professional, and it drives me crazy when people don't use proper capitalization. So she likes to dig every week at that. So the bonus prize is you not only try to guess what the number is, but then guess how many capital letters she used in writing out the words of the number that she picked. Hey, $5 super chat from Luana. Thank you.
Woohoo! I know
Super
what
chats
Luana wants.
They fund the shipping. Oh, hold on.
There's a little cowbell for you. Thank you very much, Luana. I appreciate that. All the super chat money that comes in here goes back out in the form of postage to send out these giveaway packages. So there you go.
Looks like I probably only have about 15 more minutes before I got to go, Brenda. But
all right. Well.
All right. So let me get on the super chat lights and get this going. There we go. Thank you, Luana. Yeah, if you're outside the lower 48 states, you can pay for shipping because that's rather expensive. Or if you're outside the lower 48 states and you win, you can re-gift it if you want to someone else. So those are the rules. What is the number range people should pick from?
Between 30 and 39.
And now remember, you'll put the number, then put a slash, and then put another number for the number of capitals to try and win the bonus prize. Okay, when you're ready, Brenda, say go.
Go.
All right. Between 30 and 39, folks. Pick a number between 30 and 39. Only guess once. Don't guess multiple times, or you'll be disqualified. Okay, numbers are coming in. Oh, 3 people guessed the same number and 2 people guessed the same number. This is interesting. Wow, 7 capital letters. That's a bold claim, Marlene. I don't know. Have we ever had 7 capital letters, Brenda?
She knows that I'm a bold woman.
Yeah.
Okay, looks like they're done. Now, here's the thing. None of those numbers that's up there are right. Okay? So look at them numbers that's up there. None of them are the right number. We're going to go again. Go.
All right. Give your second attempt. You're allowed to guess a second time between 30 and 39. And it's not 33, 35, 30, 31, or 36.
Kind of narrows it down, doesn't it?
Yep. Okay, we got some more ones coming in here. 32, 34, 32 again. Interesting how people think alike. Maybe you're all clued in.
Got a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Winner, winner. The number is
37 with 4 capital letters. Luana Pierce had 37. She picked 2 capital. Sorry, you did not win the bonus prize, but congratulations, Luana, on winning the prize. And thank you, everyone, for playing. Thank you, Brenda, for doing this. This is a great thing you do for the community. I give up 0/0. Frankie, sorry, that's not a winner.
okay. Now, we'll let her pick her prize. First thing we got is one of the Brenda G's Designs coffee mugs. You will get a new one in a box. This is mine from up here on the desk. The second thing is one of the Dragon's Eye cabochon pendants. You can make a necklace out of that, hanging on your key ring, purse fob, whatever you want to make out of it. Then let's see. I've got this little treasure chest that I decorated up, painted and everything. And it's even painted on the inside. You can put your little treasures in there. Or I've got 2 of the hand-painted tiles that are coasters. They're felted on the back. These are hand-painted by me and heat-treated, so you don't have to worry about setting your hot beverages on them. So those are the 4 things this evening. Tell me which one you want, and I'll put your name on it.
All right. Great prizes there, Brenda. I'm going to let Brenda know.
The coasters, the mug, the little treasure chest, or the dragon's eye.
Wait for that to come in.
She's spinning the gift wheel.
Those coasters are pretty, says Jim Dockrell. I
Well,
agree,
thank you,
Jim. I agree.
Yeah, that's alcohol ink painted. Oh, look who's in the house.
Hey, Robert Lee from Shalalala Productions.
Now, I know why he's here. He wants more cowbell.
Yay. Hi, Robert. Robert just got himself a new soundboard. Yay, new equipment. Lovely mug,
she would like
please.
to have the mug. So I will put your name on the mug. And Luana, true to form, if you would please messenger me the address so that I don't have to go digging trying to find it. That would be great. And I'll pack it up after the show and mail it tomorrow. Can't get any more fair than that.
Sounds good to me.
So I got that on the little box over here to pack up for you after the show.
Excellent.
Thanks everybody for playing. Hope you enjoy these giveaways that I do every week. She said, I know, send the address. Well, say for a long time, I used to have a file that I had everybody's addresses in. And then my computer blew up. And took all my information, everything with it. And I just never got around to trying to reassemble a list. And it's just easier to ask everybody, just send me the address, you know. That way I can just put it on the box and go on about my business.
You could use Notion. It's free and your data is kept in the cloud, not on your computer.
I have no idea what the hell that is.
It's a free database. Free database.
Well, would you be shocked if I said, what the hell's a database?
Do you know what Excel is?
Well, that's a spreadsheet.
Yeah, it's like a spreadsheet.
Okay.
Only better.
All right.
Much better.
Almost thought it was cousin it on Brenda's chair.
Oh, those are the Jim Bashir's octopus. Oh, where'd mine go?
Yeah, that's my octopus that Jim Bashir's made me on his 3D printing machine. They come out just like that too, with the articulated legs. You don't have to trim nothing or do nothing to it. It just comes out just like that. I thought that was just really neat.
There we go. Here's mine.
I wouldn't get a 3D printer just to print an octopus, but hey.
You got a cute little face.
That's why I got friends that have 3D printers, you know.
It's amazing. It comes right off the printer, already connected.
Yeah.
It prints it like this. It can do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know when I'll ever be able to afford toys again. It's car payments are going to last a long time. But, you know, it is what it is. I just, keep plugging along, trying to afford what little I can afford and go on about things.
I just made some investments in technology for my content. I replaced my computer. Hated to do that, but I had to because the fan was running too hot on the Intel MacBook Pro. And I got an iPad coming. So yeah, I'm pretty tapped. My
Now with the price of everything going up, Lord have mercy. I mean, everything. My water bill goes up, and I'm not using any more water than I was. It's same old thing, and the power bill goes up, and the cable bill goes up.
And now that they've printed so much money, everything's going to go up.
You know, it's like groceries. You mean you can afford groceries?
It's tough. Oh, there's Willow. Hi, Willow. Hi, baby. Can you see him?
That's the grand dog, ain't it?
That's the grand dog. Yep. She is so sweet. And unlimited energy that dog has.
Mm-hmm.
Unlimited. Never stops. I'm like, what? How is that even physically possible? But they just took pictures. My son and his girlfriend and the dog were here, and they're getting professional photos taken of the three of them, the dog and him and her. So that's fun.
Yeah, Scarlett, she's got loads of energy. I mean, just absolute loads. But she does know when to stop. You know, when I turn on the TV, because I don't play TV much, but, you know, I'll chill out there, you know, before bedtime and turn on the TV a little bit, just, you know, a little background noise, something going on there. And it's always those old timey, you know, shows because I can't stand any of the new stuff. And when I turn on the TV, it's couch time. And, you know, she'll get up on the couch there and curl up beside me. And she'll go to sleep and snore. But any other time, she's bouncing off everything and doing her Tasmanian devil dance. And and I'm glad to see that, you know. Sure, it beats the alternative of watching them drag around and, you know, not have any oomph to them. But,
good night, Arlene. She's got to go.
Oh, well, good night, Arlene. I'm glad you joined us this evening. I hope you had a good time.
If you haven't dropped a like, where's my likes? I lost my like. Oh, here it is. Boom.
Your desk is getting as bad as mine.
Brenda, I do have to drop off too because I've got grilling duty for hungry family that just got home. So.
Well, cook something up for me too.
You got it. You got it. Steak burgers on the grill.
Well, we'll thank everybody for coming this evening, and I hope you all had a good time. There'll be a Heifer Haven go out later tonight, and I think you'll get a kick out of it if you watch it.
My video's in the chat. Yeah, give me some views and watch time love in the chat. I'm trying to do some video.
And then I know that I haven't made it over to Russ's channel the last couple of weeks for his Saturday night, but I am planning, you know, providing that no more animals curl up and die on me, I'm planning to try to make it this Saturday over on Simply Wooden Creation Saturday night show. I think that he's got a guest lined up this week. So, you know, we'll be over there. If he doesn't, well, you know, we'll just wing it like we always do and try to have fun with everybody there on Saturday evening. And then Matt will have his Monday night show, 7 p.m. Eastern time on All Things YouTube. And with that said, we'll bid you all adieu and we'll see you back next week, Lord willing.
Bye.